Welcome to our final match of week 5. We have on the player side, we have the Intimidation tactics, and on opponents, we have the Orb Maxers. Let's start with the Intimidation tactics. They are 2-2. Last week, taking down the Socktuas, Greninja, putting on a clinic. When I didn't even realize they didn't have a Torrent instead of a Protean. Just the speed of the Mon and the ability and all the coverage moves it gets, like water, dark, ice coverage. It's proved to be too much for the Socktuas to handle. He just ran too many Mons. And the Ormaxers are currently 1-3, last week losing to yours truly. The team was pretty weak to Choice Scarf Landorus, and once I was able to get out and remove some of the Mons that dealt with Landorus, like the Azelf and there was one other Mon, but there's just very few resist and a lot of super effective, so I was just able to Choice Scarf Earthquake once I took out. Oh, and Jellicent was the other Mon that was able to take the Earthquakes, and I was just able to mash Earthquake. And there's not much that could be done about it. And when I look at these teams, Mamoswine runs super effectively 5 out of 6 Mons. And the problem with Mamoswine is that usually Mamoswine has a middling speed stat, but not the faster Mons, like Lucario can just attack before it. But with the support of the Clefairy, you can redirect those attacks that can like Lucario potential attacks, but that could just use steel type moves, so it's not that great of a deal. But you can redirect some attacks and the Mamoswine just attack more freely. And for the Ormaxers, Cradily looks really good here. The team has a couple Mons that are there's a couple Water Mons on the Intimidation tactics with the Greninja and the Rotom Wash. And just having a Storm Fury Mon that could protect your Meteor and your Entei, and to even like Esther and Lucario, because of how generally frail it is. Just having a Mon that can shut that down is a pretty big deal. Now for leads, that's a good question here. I almost want to lead Mega Mawile in this match. It just feels right to me. The worst case scenario would be Entei. That would be pretty bad. But you're at least okay against everything else. The Jellicent can be annoying if you get scalded, but you do pretty good against Steel can threaten some things, or it's neutral for everything, and being able to intimidate just in case I'm with a Mega Lucario lead and something for the Entei is pretty nice. You can pair that up with a Mon. With the Mon that can cover that, which is maybe I would say just either Rotom Wash or Greninja, having a way to threaten the Entei, and having the Mawile, and having the Mawile the ability to go ham is pretty nice, and also complements each other, because the way to beat the Mega Mawile would be the Greninja would be the Storm Drain Mon, but the Mawile with Steel Stab can definitely destroy the Cradily. And for the other side, I think Jellicent is pretty nice here as a lead. I think it does pretty nice against most things. It's okay with getting intimidated, and there's 2 Intimidate Mons. It doesn't threaten that many Mons. Greninja's kind of a bit of an issue for it, but I think it doesn't do that great against Rotom Wash, but it does pretty good against Arcanine. It does good against the Mamoswine. It could potentially try to burn the Mawile, so I kind of like that. And you pair something like maybe even the Cradily, like we were talking about earlier, or just something else that does okay against the water types, which could be I don't know, maybe Naganadel. But let's start the match. Alright, so we have the Clefairy Mega Mawile lead. This definitely puts on a lot of potential offensive pressure. And because of the... this is a pretty slowish start for the Aura Maxers. So this is kind of a really tough spot, actually. I feel like this lead benefits the Intimidation tactics a lot, because it just can kind of follow me spam, and the Clefairy is just kind of hard to knock out, because neither Cradily or the Jellicent can really put on big damage against the Clefairy, and these aren't really, you know, Jellicent can be like Surf and like Storm Drain and stuff like that. Also doesn't really work when the Mawile can threaten to like Super Oko you. So I think this is a pretty favorable lead. I'd start attacking that Cradily slot. Just if you get the Water Absorbment out of the way, that's pretty good for the rest of your team. And the Jellicent is, I'm not concerned about it at all. And what do you do here? You can't really, maybe you probably got to switch an Entei just right away here, just to find a way to be okay against the Mawile. Having 2% still resist would be nice, and Mawile and the Entei resist fire and the resist steel and the fairy. So probably that. All right. So we see Brick Rate over Iron Head, a certain type of steel move. Definitely, that's some good information to have. You don't have to worry about steel coverage. So the Minior, which is probably in a bit of a safer spot than origin for the future against Mawile than you usually think it was. So that's good to know. I think both these turns just kind of made a decent amount of sense here. Definitely protect Will-O-Wisp, I think, is a pretty fair play. The Jellicent on, like, it covers a non-follow me if for some reason there isn't a follow me. So it's pretty big reward if it does hit. But if you like attacked instead of instead of Will-O-Wisp, like, you're not really losing out on much. The Jellicent's probably not going to do much Clefairy anyways. Getting burn chip is like not a bad thing at all. So, this Cradle is in trouble. His turn for sure. Probably see a fighting move. If you really want to call that out, you could like, I mean, then Nagadel's so frail, you can't really even do that, because then you get threatened by the another move soon after. So maybe I think it's still just going to Entei here. At least it's not even clicking a stab move into it in the Jellicent. The Jellicent kind of feels like dead weight right now, but there's very few switches for this, so you maybe just leave it on the field. Alright, we're getting the Storm Drain stuff going. Oh, and okay. Definitely not what I was expecting. I expected just more offense from the Intimidation tactics, but this is like a pretty good this is actually, I kind of like this play, because you keep the Mawile safe, and that's the only one you care about. The Clefairy takes some damage, it's not a big deal. But this covers any potential switches pretty well. There wasn't one, so like the Icy Wind isn't getting you much. I'm assuming Mega Mawile. Wow, this one's actually both potentially slower than both these mons. That's kind of crazy. These mons are not realize how slow Mega Mawile is. And Jellicent's a bit faster than I thought. So actually, the Icy Wind does get more value than I think I originally said it does. So I really don't kind of like this play. Just the free speed control. And I would just do what we did turn one, which is follow me plus attack the Cradily. Sure, there could be a protect that's coming. Like, I don't even mind that. I'm not scared about the Jellicent right now. I'm really not. And I think it's time to. Oh, and it sucked. Yeah. We actually decided to go for the Jellicent this time. And Overput Berry. Is that literally only for stock? Oh, there's also Greninja. Okay, so that makes more sense than my first thing to tell. But we're now allowing another Storm Dream. I'm not allowing. Storm Dream's not going to come up, but the Cradily is safe now. Do something in this Clefairy goes down from a double up. Probably just expecting a follow me from that point. Or I'm just like more worried about. Actually, that's kind of crazy that you double the Clefairy there as the Mega Wow just protected, but just didn't think that the Giga Drain even at +2 was gonna do much. So I can understand it, and it pays off because Clefairy does not. Wish is now gone. And now, what do you send out next? I'm surprised how poorly this has gone from the Intimidation tactics. You've done very little damage. Yeah, you've got some speed control, but that's not that big of a deal anymore. Not as big as a deal if these mons are like fully healthy. And like whatever mon you're gonna send out was probably gonna be faster anyways. And what mon do you send out at next? I'd say Rotom. Mawile could threaten the Cradily, and the Rotom could threaten the Jellicent. I think that's really your only option here. I think that makes sense here. And that's what we're gonna say. I can't say I know Cradyly's bulk, and I can't say I know the damage calc of Mega Wow versus Cradily. So this may be maybe kind of awkward because if this is Brick, right? If Brick doesn't Oko Cradily, then you either have to double it, or like you're risking getting like Giga Drained, or the Rotom has to protect. So that's just something to be aware of. And I wonder how well this did Jellicent live a T-Bolt. I wouldn't be too surprised if you could EV it to live a T-Bolt. Jellicent's pretty bulky if I remember correctly, and Rotom doesn't hit that hard. So I think you just okay. You could like try to Will-O-Wisp the I think Will-O-Wisping the Mega Wow is a good thing to go for, and just probably just Giga Drain the Rotom. It really just depends on the if you think your mon's gonna leaves hits or not. If you think it can, I just double attack, and if not, that's when things get dicey. But not much you could really do. I mean, you could send in Entei. Entei wouldn't be that bad for the Jellicent slot. And then yeah, you could like switch in like Entei for like Jellicent, and like maybe protect Cradily if you want to like, and then like try to reset some pressure over too. I also don't mind that. And this is all about damage calculations for the Intimidation tactics, so I'm not gonna pretend I know what the good play is here. Okay, the Volt Switch does actually kill. I was scared about how much something like that would be able to kill, but it does without even what's it called? Without even a Thunderbolt, just a weaker Giga Drain. So yeah, this is definitely just about as good of a play as you could have gotten here. You got the kill on the KO on the Jellicent. You got a good switch in. Good damage on the Cradily, and the Cradily at +2 wasn't able to do much back. So it's definitely a pretty positive turn. I think Entei is really your only option here. I think the rest of these options heading out are like kind of just bad options. The Gario just gets Flare Blitz. The Minior, I mean, Minior isn't bad actually. The Minior may actually be pretty good here because it doesn't seem like we have a Steel type move. So I don't mind Minior either. Agadel is actually not that bad either, but Entei just seems like the obvious good thing for me, just because it could just threaten the Small While so easily. And have it, and you're in a spot where you can actually send this in without being threatened by a water type move, because you want to get value out of that as possible. Okay. I don't know why I thought Wish wouldn't work if you got like knocked out like during the first turn, but and this is, I mean, this is where you gotta do Shell Smash here. Wouldn't be a bad time to Shell Smash. I think you're actually in a not that threatening spot. At least the Arcadai doesn't look like it'd threaten you. And what do you do with this Cradily though? Doesn't have much left. I mean, there's 2 water types, so I would say surely it's got some value left. Maybe it's switch out Cradily for Entei and switch in the Meteor can like Shell Smash and start. And then next turn putting on some pressure. See, you cannot Will-O-Wisp the Meteor, which is annoying because of its ability. So. I kind of want to just... I mean, even doubling them, like, Meteor is, like, kind of dicey because then it gets into its, like, faster form. Probably just Brick Break in this Arcanine. I don't know what moves it has, but, like, Brick Break plus do something. Maybe you start switching in, like, Greninja or something. Just something. Or maybe just Rotom back out just so you can have something that can start taking out this Meteor quickly next turn. The Snarl. Oh, Snarl will actually, if it's the herb, it's gonna move the herb, which it's not the herb. And we're also not Shell Smashing. That KO'd. Oh. I really did not expect that to KO. Meteor, you're in shield form. Doesn't that have pretty decent bulk in shield form? Guess it's not that as bulky as I thought it was. I think its problem is that its HP stat is still bad. So if you don't invest in HP stat, you can actually just go completely. I mean, that's a really big turn for the pretty big. The Earthquake didn't do that much. I mean, it did only decent damage to the Mawile and the Arcanine. And just the Meteor's just gone. And now the Cradily is now wide open. You just get doubled this turn. And there's not really switching you can do about that. Like maybe Entei here. Yeah. And man, these we got no nicknames from the Intimidation tactics, so that's kind of cringe. But yeah. I just doubled the Cradily slot, to be honest. If you get rid of the Cradily, even if you're like Mawile gets KO'd, that's not. I don't really have much of a problem with that. If the Cradily dies, the Entei's not that big of a problem because you have Rotom and Greninja. And let's see, let me check something. And like even Mamoswine, even though it's slower, it's neutral to fire, so like you can just like Earthquake that. So I don't mind just like trading resources just to KO this Cradily. I think Cradily is just being a general nuisance right now. You could Sucker Punch for sure. I mean, like if he switches, what would the not to take the Form Master switch into? Probably maybe Nagan and Dow. This Arcanine can also be. We have some special Arcanine, so this may not have a physical move on it. So maybe it's that. I don't know. This Cradily's in trouble. I think you gotta preserve the Cradily. And I think you want, and for the Intimidation tactics king, and the Cradily has a lot to it. Yeah. I was kind of thinking about Sucker Punching there. But then that's worse against a switch. But like again, if he switches then and not attacking the Mawile, then like what is really actually happening? So I think Sucker Punch was definitely a better play there. Just into the Cradily, I'd say, just to make sure it gets KO'd. Because remember, it's also at +2, and this has I don't know, any coverage move. Wow. Okay, never mind. Cradily, that's your best special rock. Oh my gosh, rock moves stink. Bro's running Ancient Power. That's sad. +1 did 37. Is this vested? I don't know. Or is Cradily that pathetic? Who knows? Now, let's see. I think it's a good time for Big Mamoswine can come in here now. Especially if you have Earthquake. If you have Earthquake, I mean, does Earthquake KO Cradily? I don't know. But if it does, like, you could, like, switch Arcanine out for, like, Rotom and just click Earthquake and maybe threaten to KO both these mons. I don't know. I don't know the math. Some good damage, at least. Or you can, Or maybe you just like send in Rotom here and just like double the, just start going after the Cradily again. Just for the, and like, you don't even have to like, you can like electric move it plus something like Arcanine and probably have enough to KO it. Or you can send in Greninja and just like Dark Pulse it. Greninja Dark Pulse makes a lot of sense to Cradily, then the Arcanine can do something. Maybe switch out. I don't know. Maybe Arcanine is slower than a decent amount of mons here, so I don't think you need to do that, but switching in and out can be good for Intimidate, but I kind of want to just keep it in at this point. We got the Mamoswine. Alright. Oh, and this, so the Mamoswine was actually faster than the Entei here. Entei has a decent amount of base speed faster than the Mamoswine, so it's either this Mamoswine is a lot more invested, or this is a potential choice scarf. I could see very much either. And we do get the burn. That is a big burn. That was like kind of another reason why I started to talk myself out of the Mamoswine, is that even if the Sacred Fire is neutral, just getting burned almost half the time with the 50% chance but the 95% accuracy is really raw. But maybe he's thinking, how much do you really need Mamoswine for the rest of this game? Answer is, I don't think Mamoswine had that much left to offer, so I don't hate this still. That's it. No, the Naganadel, it was really good for the Naganadel. That's the thing that I'm really worried about. The Sacred, let's see. Would an Extreme Speed do 34% to Mamoswine? Sacred Fire, is that like, was that 100 base power? Something like that? So it's like 150 plus. Probably not. The KO the Mamoswine. Now that you know your Mamoswine's faster, and you have the potential to know that's Choice Scarf depending on how fast you made the Entei, so you could start like maybe pivoting around, or maybe just sack this Entei at this point because it's just so low. Maybe they play us just Extreme Speed the Mamoswine, just get some extra chip in, and just attack the Arcanine with a rock move. I think that's a probably best play there. I'm assuming the Entei has to have Extreme Speed. It's too good of a move. And yeah, it's probably not going to KO the Mamoswine. It does enough to where like next turn, like you can like maybe just like double protect and just it dies over burn over like a couple turns. Or you can even just like, you could also, or you could just Extreme Speed the Arcanine off. That's definitely another play, and just Giga Drain the Mamoswine. There's definitely options here depending on what you think the speed tiers are. That may be better. And I don't, this is looking kind of rough. I mean, Rotom Wash isn't a bad switch in. Greninja, switching Greninja is always scary, even if you're taking like a weak move, like an Extreme Speed. It does so much damage. And like getting chipped is like, then you can get like, I don't know, like priority, like either Lucario or something in the future turn with a Vacuum Wave, or maybe, depending on what it is. It could be definitely special with the multiple Intimidate users. Alright, there goes the, okay, man, this was a very, that is, I did not, recover as his last move. It's pretty, it's very annoying for the, it's very annoying for the Intimidation tactics, because you're running out of ways to hit this Mon. Greninja could still do decent damage to it, that's definitely for sure. I still think I think Extreme Speed, if you had it, maybe it was Choice Band. I don't even know if it's Choice Band. I don't know. If you had Extreme Speed and you were able to click it, I think Extreme Speeding something was definitely the far better play than leaving that out. It's strictly better. But yeah, you could send out Lucario. Again, I don't know if it's Choice Scarf or not, but if you're, I mean, sending Lucario, you can just like Bullet Punch to the Mamoswine or Vacuum Wave, or surely you have a priority move for that. And then the Cradily can just like good priority move, and then you can drain the Rotom. You'll be in a pretty good spot here. Arcanine's so low that the next priority move will kill. I think this is actually a pretty good spot for the Ormax despite being down him on. And it depends on these moveset, but yeah, this is what we talked about. The Rotom probably just has to switch into something. Can't be the Greninja for Giga Drain, so it has to be Arcanine. So like, you're kind of in a rough spot here. Yes, you could potentially try to call out the Arcanine with a what's it called type move, with the Rock type move. But I don't really think you need to do that. I think you're in a pretty good spot here. You do enough damage, and Lucario will have priority. Mega Lucario got faster. I don't even know if Mega Lucario is faster than the Arcanine, but yeah. Oh, it does get faster, and yeah, that's a special Lucario. Shadow, that's gonna eat that for sure. And that Giga Drain does so much, and it gets all of its health back. And I think this game looks over here. The Arcanine is so low. The Greninja, I mean, there's Dark Pulse flinches. There's always that, but I mean, you can just Vacuum Wave Greninja, and that probably KOs it over 2. Maybe even KO in 1, honestly. But yeah, you saw the Rotom Wash's best move was Shadow Ball. So Vacuum Wave, I think, would KO the Arcanine. I think. It's not Assault Vest. And it is Adaptability Stab Mega Lucario. So I'm gonna guess it does. And so you can just like, oh, you're also just faster. Duh. You can just like attack Arcanine with anything, and the Cradily can get drained, and you just keep doing something like that until this game's over, right? Okay, we're protecting. I did not expect that, truthfully. I don't know. It makes me question what this moveset is. Okay. Ancient Power with a crit. You did get your special attack dropped, which is. And you also get the. Did you get? Was that special defense drop for that last Shadow Ball? I just never realized. Whatever. Oh, that's speed. That's speed. Never mind. Yeah, you did allow initial attack to drop a bit more, but I think it's gonna be fine. This is still healthy enough. You still have Vacuum Wave for the Greninja. This is just Giga Drain Vacuum Wave, and I think that should be game. Okay. Did not do much. Yeah, I kind of almost expect the other way, but this also works. Next Vacuum Wave should KO here. All right, we're wasting everyone's time. We're becoming from weak to fighting to weak to fighting. Excellent, excellent. But yeah, that's pretty much gonna do it for May. Congrats to the Ormaxers for picking up their second win. That Cradily that was on the field the entire game and just never got taken care of. It was just, and I think that's the story of this game. It's just this Cradily stayed on the field for too long. You ran out of ways to harm it, and you got too many special attack increases where you just get chipped down and live forever. But yeah, time for me to go. Bye.